Hi there, welcome again to Fifth Wheelers Australia in Ballarat, Victoria. Today I'd like to show you a bit of information on Schwintek slide-out kits, which you find in a lot of vans that are manufactured here in Australia or imported American ones. I'd like to talk you through what you get in a repair kit, what you get in a total hardware kit, and the differences between the old style tracks and the new style tracks. So we might start with the repair kit. So the repair kit can be ordered in a left-hand or a right-hand version, and how you tell is you view the slide out from where the camera is or where I am, and you look at the van, and that is the right-hand kit. I don't care which side you're standing on of the van, that's the right-hand kit. And the reason they're different is this little lip, this is the bottom rail or the bottom track. This tucks in underneath the slide out, and this cutout is notched, comes out. I'll show you where it fits. This fits in there. This part goes underneath, and the notch, if the camera comes around, the notch is for the T-mold to slot in around. So that is a right-hand repair kit. In the right-hand repair kit, you get the lower track, you get the top track, you get the two bearing blocks, you get two spur gears that run in there, you get V-rollers and shoes and a coupler that couples to the motor. And that's all you get in the repair kit. There's two different styles of repair kits, and depending on what track you've got, there's inverted tracks or inverted bearing blocks or non-inverted. So let me show you those two differences. It gets a bit confusing, so it's quite hard to order parts for. So this bearing block slides, this is the top track, it slides in there, comes out the end, and it's inverted down, the little slot is down, so the shoe on the bearing block slips in like that. If we had an old style, the old style doesn't go in. It does, but it won't fit correctly. I'll show you the difference in the two tracks. There's the other track. So the V-roller's at the bottom, the V. This one goes down, this one goes up. Very hard to tell, but if you look at it from the outside without pulling it apart at all, if I use these circlip pliers, in an inverted track, they'll go down in there, and in an old style, non-inverted, they won't go in there. It's just flat in there. The inversion is up in there. So that's one thing you need to know if you're ordering parts for it. If all that's a bit too hard, you can order a total track kit, a total hardware kit. Because the other thing that's changed in the last 3 or 4 years is the torque rod. The torque rod runs vertically in the wall. It sits inside the H column in there. The torque rod this is an old one. This is an aluminium torque rod. It's round with 4 grooves. And the gear that slides onto it is, if we can zoom in on there, that's an old style torque rod gear, spur gear, and this is the new style available in Australia. They're a hex, and it goes into a steel torque rod. So there's a steel torque rod. So there's a lot of components you can get wrong. Inverted tracks, non-inverted, steel or aluminium. If all that's too hard, you can just buy a total hardware kit, and it comes pre-assembled, and you've got all your parts and you won't get anything wrong. Great idea for a repairer if you haven't seen the trailer yet, because in the kit you get both sides, left and right. If you were to buy a repair kit, you've got to decide if the problem is on the left or right. So from a repairer's point of view, you might have even, the trailer or the motorhome might have been in, and you've got no idea until you pull it apart. Total hardware kit, you've got the lot. You can add 1 or 2 motors to it. They don't come in the kit. And you can add a loom cable to it. The loom cable runs, there's 2 in each needed, runs from the motor to the controller and plugs in A or B motor, one each end. So they're optional extras that don't come in the total hardware kit. And as I said before, the repair kit, you just get the items pictured here. The other thing that's different as well is this coupler. The coupler joins the motor to the torque rod. So that's a hex one, so that's for a steel torque rod. If it was a different style, it'd have the shape with the 4 slots to suit that. I'll just show you how to measure what size total hardware kit you need if you want to choose to go that way. So if we go around to this side that we haven't pulled apart, this is the H column. So this sits on there. Oops, ran the other way. That goes on there and screws on there. Hopefully the installer didn't glue it on, and it's got some tape on the back of it, some foam tape. So generally we would cut the silicone down there and it just pulls off. But to know, you just got to measure from the top of the H column to the bottom of the H column, and there's set lengths. There's only about 6 available. So depending on how tall the slide out is inside, they vary. Comes with new rubbers. It's probably the best way to buy it. The best way to prevent a lot of this that's going on is slide out lube. Slide out lube, you bend the end of the pipe like that and you lubricate in the track and in here in the bearing block. There's 2 things in here which are important to lubricate. They're called the gibs. That's the gib, and that needs to be lubricated where it slides onto the bearing block in there. So that's quite hard to do when it's in the wall, but you've just got to peel the rubber back and lubricate it. So if you want some parts, contact us at Fifth Wheelers Australia. We'll ask you a lot of questions. That'll save a lot of mistakes and make sure you've got the right gear when your repair comes in. Thanks very much.